So this video is an update on my bariatric sleeve surgery journey. So I'm just going to go through everything so I'm getting comfortable because there's so much information. I'm hoping it's not going to be a long video because it's just going to be... So I got my mineral water when I lose my voice. I already did a video on the kids palette, so check that out. Okay, so my first steps on my journey was I went to my GP to get my referral. I'd always been overweight through life. When I was younger, maybe before I could remember, maybe like when I was 8 or 7, I was at a healthy weight for a child for that age, and I was skinny. I think even into my early 13s. I was still skinny and I was quite tall, and I've seen photos and I was like, wow. So I'm hoping to get back to that. So I went to my GP and asked for a referral. Obviously they're going to go through other options than surgery because it is what some would say an extreme option. But for some of us, it's the tool that we need to go forward and get a healthier body and get to where we want to get to. I was, before I got married, about 2.5 years beforehand. Today I was on Duromine. I was on the 30 and the 40 milligrams. My weight from then was, I went from 135 kilos down to 115, and that's what I've been at for the last 1.5 years. And it's, yeah, no matter what I'm doing, if I'm eating too much or I'm not eating enough, it's not going up or down, so it stayed there. And for the last, so my doctor suggested that I cut out my sugar, just soft drinks, because I was drinking at this moment for in the last 6 months, probably even before, but just to be sure, 6 months, I've been drinking maybe 4 litres of soft drink a day, if not more. But I've now cut that out. I've cut out sugar completely to the best that I can. I don't buy anything that's got more than 4 milligrams. I think it's milligrams of sugar, or 4 grams of sugar in a whole packet. Just in case I eat the whole packet, because hey, we do it. You start something, you can't finish, you can't stop. So that's why I do it for the whole packet. That way, if I know if I eat the whole packet, it's okay. Okay. So I started that about 1.5 months, almost 2 months now. And in that time, it was already a month past since I cut the sugar out, when I went and had my first appointment with Dr. Cohen at Mercy Hospital in Mount Rawley. They have a little medical centre on the side there, which is sort of joined up, but it's separate from the hospital. And I weighed in at 114 kilos, 0.7. So me only knowing that I was 115, that's only a 200 gram loss, 200 to 300 gram loss. So I must have been more at that GP appointment than what, he didn't tell me what my weight was at that time, which was a bit annoying. So that's for another reason why I just went off the 115. Yes, he said that Collins went through the whole process. He's such a lovely man. His personality is exactly what I'd look for someone that I wasn't trusting to cut me open. Very assuring, very caring, and yes, he went through all the details, all the options. He went with his suggestions and why he would go with that suggestion. He answered any questions me and my mum had, because she took me, especially regarding pregnancy, because it's something that concerns me, because obviously me and my husband, we want to have kids later on, but also I want to get my body into that shape, into the healthy state to have kids, so that I have less complications. Because I mean, let's admit, it doesn't matter what weight you are, pregnancy is a big thing, and the complications that can arise even if you are a lower weight or in a healthy state. So we want to lower those, but I didn't want to obviously lower my fertility rate or whatnot. I mean, obviously not having any information, not knowing what this surgery could do for that. I mean, that was some of our concerns, but no, he assured us that it would have no effect, it would actually increase your chances, so that's great. Yes, and as per always with all his patients, Dr. Cohen will not book you in on the first appointment. He is there to have a sit down with you, to go through all the information, go through the process of it, the recovery after, what you're going to be tackling, and he will make you go and have 2 weeks to think about it before you come back and then book you in. So I had my 2 weeks. I was thinking about it. You're not gonna eat. You're not gonna be able to sort of enjoy food like we do now. You can't have a whole steak and whatnot and pick out on the fries, a chip down with cheese sauce and whatnot. You know, you're gonna really, it changes you completely, mentally, physically. It's a real life changer. I mean, that was a scary bit, and it is still scary now, but when I weigh out how scared I am and what am I really gonna miss all those foods, how much do I want those foods compared to how much I want a healthier me, then of course I want a healthier me over food. Right. So yes, so it was a pretty easy decision for me. 2 weeks later, I had my second appointment, and he just simply asks you, what have you decided? You say yes, and it's slam bam, and he's giving you a date. Now, he actually wanted to give me a date for the next 2 weeks to have the operation. Myself working in retail, it's a blackout for us. And I'm wanting to have 5 weeks off. It's just not going to happen. I mean, you don't want to do that, and Christmas is the biggest money maker. So you don't want to miss out on all those hours and whatnot. Public holidays, extra money, and it was just too quick. So he decided on a date of the 31st of January next year. So it's 72 days to go. So I'm having an afternoon operation. So I have to be at the hospital by 11 a.m, which is great because I really didn't want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to be at the hospital by 6. I'm not a morning person. Yes, we at Mercy Hospital. I trust that hospital completely. I have a family that work there. My dad's had his hip replacements there, so it's just a lot of trust at that hospital compared to public hospitals or any of the other ones. Just personal preference. And then on that Thursday, which was the one that just passed, which I had my second appointment, I literally got all the forms. Okay, so I'm going to go through them. I know this is going to be a long video, but there's just so much information you cannot cut out. Okay, so first, for those who are wondering, my first appointment cost me $225. Okay, you get a benefit or a rebate from Medicare for $72.75. Okay, so and that normally comes into your account the same day if you're before 12 lunchtime, so that's great. If you have an account linked with your Medicare. My second appointment was $120 with a $6.55 rebate. So I mean, it's not, for some people that is expensive, but I guess for specialists it's not. I mean, some doctors charge that much. Okay, so what's other information he gave me? So he gave me a quote, the quote for Dr. Leon that I got. Again, this is all personal mine. It can't be, I don't know if it's the same for anyone else. You might have different. This is just, take this as like an approximate or an estimate of what you can expect to pay. For the sleeve, with or without repair, it's $4.5, so $4,500, and there's an assistant at operation, which is $800. So that's total $5,300. Obviously, that doesn't include the anesthesia and the hospital stay. So that's again another one. My anesthesiast is Dr. Karaja. So stuff in that. Karaja, and there's assistant doctor who work there. Yes, so I'm having a number 36 FR, which is the size of what your stomach will be. The size of the pipe, I guess. I think it's a pipe that they put down your esophagus to measure how much to snip and staple. So mine's a 36. I think it's the 40 is the largest, 36 and 32. But he, Dr. Khan, only mostly uses 36 because it's just the most effective, less time and less chances of having to go back into surgery. Yes, so that was, so 31st of January by 11 o'clock I have to be there. I'm fasting, I would have to fast from that day from 6:30 a.m. And fluid up to 7 o'clock, which is okay. Yeah, because I don't normally eat that much. I'll probably have a coffee in the morning and that's it. Yeah, it's a hospital stay. He said around 2 days, 2 nights in hospital. Obviously that depends, it could be more, but it just depends how every individual goes because we're all different. He also gave me the forms for the actual admission to hospital. It is now called it is now called St. John of God, but I like Mercy because it just sounds better. It just suits the hospital. So you have to fill out those forms. You've got a little information sheet for your like visitors, and with a map and just information while you're staying in hospital. You've got your questionnaire on the back, just your general for heart conditions, blood pressure, are you pregnant, how much alcohol you drink, you're smoking, which is one of my issues that I have because I am a smoker. So I'll be quitting. I mean, I did try to quit recently, but it didn't last very long. Okay, that's now because according to the Australian government, you are under a life-threatening or chronic illness sort of disease. So a life-threatening disease or illness or chronic pain illness, you are able to access your super to pay for entirely or the gap, out-of-pocket gap, if you haven't got health insurance, which I highly recommend you do have. I'm with HBF. I've been with HBF for 26 years since the day I was born, thanks to my parents. There is a company called Supercare that take care of all the forms for you, because you do have to deal with Centrelink. We all know how that is. But they quoted me 780, I think, from the top of my head, up front. $780 up front, which, yeah, I don't have to pay someone to do forms for me. So I'm doing all that by myself. What you need, now I'm just going off what I have so far, is there's a form which is MO017. 17 is the form. And it's early release. Sorry, I'm gonna do a release of super or compassionate grounds. Now you're gonna need 3 of these forms from the top of my head. You need 2 reports. One for your GP, one from your surgeon, and you need to fill out one. You can fill it out using your MyGov and logging in, and you can do the online form with that, which I haven't, because I'm going to the doctor tomorrow for him to fill out my second, which is his report. I haven't got past that stage whether you can upload them or you have to post them. So yes, so that's that. So hopefully, I'm a bit worried because being that we're coming into Christmas period now, we know the Australian government slows down a little bit. I mean, we all slow down to enjoy the festive season, and I just hope, because I need to have the money for the 17th of January to start paying for the bills that I'm getting invoiced. Because that's when they start paying for things. You have to pay with Dr. Cohen. You have a bariatric sleeve program, which is fantastic. Another reason why I chose him. His program includes an assessor, a dietitian, an exercise physiologist, and himself, of course. It's $1,500 to pay for the program. That's with all your literature, all your appointments, I believe. Your first appointment with them is 2 weeks prior to your operation. Okay, so mine is on the Tuesday the 17th of January. I'll be seeing at 11 a.m. That's a lucky number, I swear. I'll be seeing my assessor, my dietitian, and my physiologist. So my assessor is Dr. Victory, our dietitian is Lindsay Peacock, and exercise physiologist is Stephanie Steinsberg. And you'll be seeing those, so that's a 3-hour appointment, 3-hour altogether appointment. And they'll be just getting all your info and getting you ready for your operation. And then you have a confirmation of your operation on the 30th of January. Well, I do on the 30th of January with Dr. Cohen at 10:30 a.m. Okay. Also, you need to 2 weeks before your operation, you need to go have a blood test done. So you've got your little form. It is a fasting one, so on the back here it says, if fasting tests have been requested, please observe the following: no food or liquid except water for 10 hours before you have your test, and no smoking. Another problem with pedophilia. Like, seriously. Okay. So, yes. Now, time off after recovery and all that. I decided to take 5 weeks. I'm a night filler, so I'm lifting heavy things, and I'll just be useless. There is nothing. I mean, they say if you cannot lift it with one hand, then you can't lift it. I mean, that's impossible. There's so many things. I mean, I do the health and beauty section. There's conditioners, there's body washes. They're all like heavy. So, and you can't just separate I'm there literally Monday to Friday, pretty much, apart from Tuesday and Wednesday, where I have someone with me helping me. I can't do all the cages by myself, and you can't separate the light stuff from that. So I'm just going to take some time for myself. So I'll be taking 5 weeks off, which is equal to around 100 hours, as I do work 20 hours a week. So I've got my form for that fill out to get ready. So yes, what else? I do have to call the anaesthesiast and get a quote from him, just to make sure that I am covered and I do get enough of my super to cover for everything. I also have to get from Ring HBF, and they will, through the online My HBF, they can send you a report or save you a report of your HBF excess. You do need to have your provider number, and you have to have the item number. And I think my excess was about $100 for my hospital stay, my doctor, and whatnot. What else can I tell you? So yeah, so now it's just a waiting game to the 17th of January, where I first had my all my assessor and whatnot appointments and whatnot. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that because it's just so much. I've already got my Facebook now. It sucks. I don't know how they do it. Editing like videos, make them shorter and fit them on the. Okay, so please, yeah. Thanks for watching. I know it's a lot of information. I will keep you updated. And yes, so, see you.